Many folks seek a place. The Royal Jubilee Hospital provides medical treatment to many people, and in trying times, many folks seek a place for some spiritual peace. Built in 1909, the Pemberton Chapel, to many, was that special place. Declared a heritage building in 1980, saved the charming little chapel from demolition, but not from closure. The Royal Jubilee School of Nursing alumni use the chapel in its glory. They have a respect for what the building represents and understand the need for faith in a city's hospital.
Well, we feel as nurses that spiritual and emotional care is a vital part of health, and at the moment we have the chaplains who do their tasks very, very well, but there's nowhere to go to take families for any sort of quiet spiritual interaction.
We get asked where the chapel is by so many people, and we have to tell them, well, it's out in the construction site, but you can't get to it. Without a chapel, we still pray with people. That's the biggest religious thing we do. And we do that at the bedside. We sometimes pull the curtains, sometimes we just count on the people, the other patients in the room, to respect the holiness of the moment. They love the idea of being able to go somewhere separate, somewhere sacred, somewhere holy. I remember a patient who was in for heart surgery, and during their recovery they made a point of walking down the hall every day to one of the windows where they could look at the chapel, just to focus on it, to pray, to center themselves. It was their touchstone, their lodestone.
Can you tell us about the structural damage out here that you can see from outside?
Well, you can still see some signs of damage that have happened over the years, but what we've done to date is to reinforce the building through seismic upgrading so that that's not going to happen anymore. In the next stages, we'll be patching some of these minor breaks in the brick. Another thing that we're going to do is make a connection to the D&T block here behind us, and we're going to use as many of the materials as possible from that small link that's sitting just adjacent to the D&T block to build a new space. We've even gone so far as to save some of these rocks here that were built into the steps that we had to remove for construction, and those will be used to rebuild and replace the steps on this side of the project so that we can have that ceremonial entry to the chapel back for people in the future. It's been sealed up for years on the advice of a heritage expert. We'll be removing some temporary bracing here today, as a matter of fact, and then there'll be some minor restoration work done. But the intent is to leave this level of the chapel more or less the way it was. The School of Nursing have made great efforts to try to raise money to complete this work. To date, they've done the structural upgrading, but they need more dollars in order to allow us to complete the link.
In the hospital, the religious issues, the spiritual issues are all pretty much the same. It's sort of why me? It's why am I sick? Why am I in trouble? Why is my loved one dying? Not that we have those answers, but we work with the questions. We talk with them, we cry with them, we pray with them by our presence. Much the same way that we hope the chapel will, simply by being there, by being its presence, by being the symbol that it is, will bring God consciously into the conversation.